Jakacharya, Asutosh Shishiman is Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavandi ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath, Syama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai, Sri Jamuna Mai Ganga Mai, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish ki jai, Nu Dwarka Dham ki jai, Gaur Premananda Haribo. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, Text 17. The Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Satayutai Akranta Muri Varena Brahmanam Sharanam Yayao Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Satayutai Akranta Purivarena Brahmanam Sharanam Yayao Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Satayutai Akranta Purivarena Brahmanam Sharanam Yayao Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Satayutai Akranta Purivarena Brahmanam Sharanam Yayao. Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Satayutai Akranta Purivarena Varanam Sharanam Yayao. stayutai da purivarena sharanam yayao Bhumir devta nipabhyaja Saityanika stayutai Akanta murivarena Bhavanam sharanam yayao Bhumir devta nipabhyaja Saityanika stayutai Akanta murivarena Vamanam sharanam Matajis Bhumir dripta nipapyaja Taityanika satayatai Akranta murivarena Sharanam yayao Bhumir dripta nipabhyaja Satanika tayutai Akranta purivarena Ramanam sharanam yayao Bhumir dripta nipabhyaja Taityanika sutayutai Akranta purivarena Nam sharanam yayao Bhumi Mother Earth Dripta puffed up Nripavyaja posing as kings or the supreme power personified in the state. Daitya of demons, Anika of military phalanxes of soldiers, Sata ayutai unlimitedly by many hundreds of thousands. Akranta being overburdened. Burivarena by a burden of unnecessary fighting power. Brahmanam unto Lord Brahma. Sharanam to take shelter. Yayao went. Translation. Once, when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons, dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When the world is overburdened by unnecessary military arrangements, and when various demonic kings are the executive heads of state, this burden causes the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4:7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya taratmanam sujamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of your religion, at that time I appear myself. When the residents of this earth become atheistic and godless, they descend to the status of animals like dogs and hogs. And thus their only business is to bark among themselves. This is dharmasya glani, deviation from the goal of life. Human life is meant for attaining the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness. But when people are godless and the presidents or kings are unnecessarily puffed up with military power, their business is to fight and increase the military strength of their different states. Nowadays, therefore, it appears that every state is busy manufacturing atomic weapons to prepare for a third world war. Such preparations are certainly unnecessary. They reflect the false pride of the heads of state. The real business of a chief executive is to see to the happiness of the mass of people by training them in Krishna consciousness in different divisions of life. Chaturvarnya maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagasa. A leader should train the people as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, and Sudras, and engage them in various occupational duties, thus helping them progress towards Krishna consciousness. Instead, however, rogues and thieves in the guise of protectors arrange for a voting system, and in the name of democracy, they come to power by hook or crook and exploit the citizens. Let me read that one more time. Instead, however, rogues and thieves in the guise of protectors arrange for a voting system, and in the name of democracy, they come to power by hook or crook and exploit the citizens. Even long, long ago, asuras, persons devoid of Krishna consciousness, became the heads of state. And now this is happening again. The various states of the world are preoccupied with arranging for military strength. Sometimes they spend 65% of the government's revenue for this purpose. But why should people's hard-earned money be spent in this way? Because of the present world situation. Krishna has descended in the form of the Krishna consciousness movement. This is quite natural, for without the Krishna consciousness movement, the world cannot be peaceful and happy. Bhumir dripta nriprabhyaja taityanika sitayutai akranta burivarena brahmanam sharanam yayao. Once, when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons, dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. So Bhagavad Gita, as Prabhupada states in the purport, says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya taratmanam surjami aham. Whenever there is a rise of irreligion and a fall of religiosity, Krishna says, I come myself for the purpose of, next verse in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samstarpanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to paritranaya sadhunam, first, protect the sadhus, the saintly people. Go the four types of people that Krishna protects. First line? No. That Krishna protects the cows. He protects the cows, the Brahmins, the devotees and Krishna and something else. This is, Krishna appears for this reason, to protect the sadhus. And he comes, Paritranaya sarunam vinashaya sava asu vinasyati, to annihilate the demoniac. In former ages, in the Satya Yuga, the demons and the devotees lived on different planets. And later, in Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, the demons lived on the same planets but in different parts of the planet, different countries. And later, they were in the same countries but still separated. Now, in Kali Yuga, it is said that the demons and the devotees live within the same body. There's a constant struggle. The demon is there and the devotee is there, and who wins out, that's only one's desire and Krishna's will, Krishna's mercy. This is Kali Yuga. Demonic life is so prevalent, we may think, well, no, they're so nice. These people were so nice. Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita says, if they're not devotees of Lord Krishna, then they are possessed with demoniac qualities. There are the demons and there are devotees. But of course, our business is to awaken the devotee within them and the devotee within us, and thus doing, annihilate that demon that is within us. In Kali Yuga, demoniac life is everywhere. There's only, Chaitanya Charitamrita states that in this age of Kali, Kali Kalir Dharm Krishna Nam Sankirtan, that in this age of Kali, there is only one religious principle, Krishna consciousness. There is only one literature, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And there is only one spiritual personality, Vaishnava. Vaishnava Shastra, Ekahe Marm. Ekali Kale. In this Kali Yuga, Nahi Koinya Dharm. There is no real spirituality. Everyone is claiming to be very spiritual. They are born again, or they have accepted the Lord. Still, they're killing cows. They're slaughtering their mother in the name of so-called religiosity. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Ekali Kale nahi ar koinya dharm. Vaishnava Shastra, Ekahe Marm. In this Kali Yuga, there are no real religious principles. There is only the Vaishnava and the Vaishnava Shastras. And this is the sum and substance of everything. This Kali Yuga is so dark. Men are short-lived, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Everyone is disturbed by a trifle. Something happens, I'm disturbed immediately. Someone says something, your selfie looked bad on Instagram, I'm totally disturbed. I don't have Instagram, but I've heard. people are taking selfies all day. You can see, walk around anywhere. Somebody's posed for a selfie. They're posers, posing for a selfie. Used to be that the foreigners would come and ask, can you take a picture of me all the time? Now is selfies. Because people are, as Prabhupada says in the translation, as Krishna says in the translation, conceited. Everyone's thinking, I, me, mine. Everyone is so conceited. We're all full of conceit, self-aggrandizement. I'm so pretty. I'm so handsome. I'm so rich. I'm so powerful. I'm so amazing. He is my enemy and I'll destroy him, and my other enemy I'll also destroy. Balavam Sukhi. What is that? Ishvaroham. Aham Bhogi. Siddhoham Balavam Sukhi. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes the nature of the demoniac. What is a demon? Ishvaroham. I'm the controller. Things are moving because of me. All this whole thing's going on because of me. Ishvaroham. Aham Bhogi. Bhogi, I'm the enjoyer. This whole place is meant for me to enjoy. That's this material world. It's meant for me to enjoy. Use as much water, take the resources, deplete them. Who cares? There's no nature in the future. Have my factory and pollute the entire atmosphere. Make people sick. We're making money. That's the most important thing. Ishvaroham aham bhogi. I'm enjoying. Prabhupada tells a story that once upon a time there was a little boy and a frog. And the little boy was throwing rocks at the frog. And the frog said, "What are you doing?" And the little boy said, "I'm playing. I'm having fun." And the frog responded, "It's fun for you, but it's killing me." So in this age, in this demoniac age, we're exploiting nature, having a good time in this material world at the cost of others. Others are suffering because of our desire for enjoyment. Therefore, Shastra says, don't waste your time with sense gratification. Rishabdev told his sons, Nayam deho deha brajan nriloke kastan kramanarhate vidbhujamye tapo divyam putrakayena satyam sudyadyasmat brahma sokyam twanantam. My dear sons, he told them, don't use this human form of life, which is rarely achieved. 8,400,000 species of life, 400,000 species of human life, very rarely achieved. Don't abuse this human form of life for sense gratification, which is available to the hogs and dogs that are eating feces, that are eating stool. Nayam deho daha bhajan riloke kastan kamanarhate bidbhujamje. Bedabhujami, bidbhujam means the stool eater, bedabhujami. The pigs, the hogs that eat stool. Don't be like an animal, but kastan kamanarhate bidbhujamye tapo divyang putrakayena sadyam sudyat Yasmad Brahma Sokyam Tvanantam. Engage in divine austerities. Tapo Divyam. Hearing, chanting, serving, worshiping, praying, offering everything to befriending. Tapo Divyam Putraka Yena Satyam Sudyadyasmad Brahma Sokyam Tvanantam. He told his sons, but engage in Krishna consciousness, that which cannot be attained by any other mundane activity, that which the world so much needs. So the demigods here, they were finally going to the shore of the ocean of milk. And they were praying to Lord Krishna to appear. They were praying for Krishna to help because of the rise of demon life, demon crazies. The Prabhupada used to call democracy demon crazy, so-called democracy. Of course, there's Vaishnavas and 501c3 corporation. We don't get very political. It's against the American Constitution for a non-profit religious organization to be political. But the facts are the facts. The truth is the truth. Bhagavad Gita is the truth. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks the truth. 50 years ago, Srila Prabhupada had said soon there will be World War III. All the countries of the world are trying to gain atomic power and spending 65% of the hard-earned tax money. Taxpayers, everyone is going now to pay their tax, 15% or more, maybe some people a tiny bit less, to give up their hard-earned money. You get a paycheck, but after FICA, FUTA, IRS, State of California get through with it, it's nowhere near what it was previously. And 65% of that money that they're taking from you, it doesn't go to health care, 65%. It doesn't go to build schools and pay for education. Education, they've arranged in a beautiful way in our beautiful, lovely society that you go to college and you have to take out student loans for the rest of your life. Average college now, something in America like $35,000 a year. By the time you're done with college 4 years, you owe the government $140,000. And there's a case in the news. A man owed $1,500 from a college loan from 20 years ago, somewhere, I think it was Tennessee. And the police came, he never paid it. I never heard of debtor's prison in the modern age, but the police came and arrested him. So you better pay off your college loan. I think we had in St. Louis at one time, one of the devotee ladies had a huge college loan for University of Missouri. And I called the loan company, government company, and somehow we worked it out where we promised we'd pay $5 a month for the next, I guess, 150 years or something. Somehow it was amazing they agreed because they weren't getting anything. $5 a month, I guess they figured $60 a year. But everyone owes so much, they can't do anything because they have to immediately get a job, not only to pay for their apartment and all their necessities of life, a car, a phone, insurance, but then they have to pay their college loan back. every month for at least 10, 15 years. Everyone. So Krishna comes when the government is cheating. There are many places in the world where you can get a free education, college education. Even a Westerner can go to parts of the world and get a free college education. But here the government is cheating. They're cheating so heavily. Even in the healthcare industry, they're cheating so heavily. I had to go to learn to work this machine a few years ago. I'll never forget this. They trained me for 4 hours, and you can take this machine home. It was called a peritoneal dialysis machine. And I did it at home every night. Unfortunately, it didn't work for very long. But they sent me by accident the bill that was to go to the Medicare. And for the 4 hours of training, the hospital unit charged the government $17,800. So I went back to the unit. I talked to the nurse that trained me. I said, I showed her the bill. You must be getting rich off of people like me. She said, I get a salary. She said, this is outrageous. I said, can you see if it... I said, I don't care ultimately, but can you see if it's a mistake? She came back the next time I came to visit. She said, no, that's what they charge for training. I said, it was for the machine, the rent? No, that was the training. $4,000 an hour plus. Brigapati says $60 a minute. And most of the time I was alone trying to figure it out by myself. I never got a penny. In so many ways, 65% of our hard-earned labor, of everyone's hard-earned money, goes to the government for supporting what? Military phalanxes. Protecting, so-called protecting. In most cases, attacking other countries that have resources and are perhaps a little less qualified militarily, or at least we think. So this is the state of the union. The actual state of union is the blind leading the blind. They get together and have these votes. You can live in this country for 80 years and you barely can understand, what is this electoral college? So-and-so won the popular vote but lost the election by a landslide. Of course, every state has certain electorates. There's a science, a math. And somehow or other they fix it, and whoever becomes president is the puppet of the demoniac society. The blind, leading the blind into a ditch. That's stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Krishna comes. There's a rise of irreligion, and there's a fall of religiosity. Churches, synagogues, closing, empty. Therefore, Krishna appears as the Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada says here. Krishna comes as ISKCON. Can you believe? You may be someone may be thinking, oh, ISKCON this, ISKCON. It's Krishna incarnate. Be careful. Prabhupada says in the last line, Krishna has descended in the form of the Krishna consciousness movement. Krishna has come as the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Therefore, we're asking people, help us. Dedicate your time and energy. Don't work for the demons. Work for Krishna consciousness. And help people understand who they are, who is God, why am I suffering, how to get out of the suffering. The demigods, they went to petition the Lord on the milk ocean, and they chanted Purusha Shukta, the divine prayer. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumi Gung Saraswata Pretadvyatyatistad Dasangulam. They prayed the Purusha Shukta, Lord, please appear. You are the only thing. And Srila Prabhupada is saying, the Lord did appear, not only 5,000 years ago, not only 500 years ago, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared in 1966 in the incorporation of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He appeared, Krishna appeared, when Prabhupada came on the Jaladuta in 1965. He brought Krishna. People were suffering like anything. Young boys being drafted to a war that they couldn't understand what it was for, in a place that they didn't even know existed. Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. They had heard, but they couldn't imagine going to the rice paddy fields and fighting for God knows what. God doesn't know what. Demons know what. And Krishna appeared. Srila Prabhupada came with Krishna, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and gave everyone the opportunity, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Padasevanam, to hear, chant, remember, worship, serve, pray. So Krishna is here as this Krishna consciousness movement. And it's our business to give Krishna more and more. Moto, moto, moto. To give out Krishna more and more and more. Krishna has appeared and he wants to go everywhere. And this is our business. Don't waste. Krishna says, don't waste your time trying to just eat and sleep, mate and defend like the animals. Utilize your time for that which cannot be achieved by anything mundane. Utilize your time and energy for Krishna consciousness. Spread this Krishna consciousness movement. Spread the appearance of Lord Krishna everywhere. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago for the same purpose as Krishna. In a few weeks we'll celebrate his divine appearance. Spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Make it our life and soul as Srila Prabhupada did. He made his life and soul to the last breath to spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, to spread the incarnation of Krishna far and wide. And this is also our business. All glories, Sri Guru and Gauranga.